What's up, people? I've been getting a lot of emails lately, a lot of questions pertaining to astral travel and death, what the afterlife, basically. And I think that's why a lot of people get into it. Man's always searched for these answers. And now that we know to go within, and we know what that means, and we can learn the process, we can start to get a glimpse of what lies beyond through astral travel, and know that there's definitely something more to this life. Okay, this life, and what is this? What is this place? Why are we here? It seems to be a training ground for consciousness to evolve. You know this definitely. You start to get out of body and spirit guides. I never bought into that, but as I started traveling out of body and I advanced in that, I started to be able to observe and look around, and lo and behold, there somebody is every time guiding me, helping me out, hence the word spirit guide, and they're definitely helping us to evolve, never handing you and putting an answer in your hand, but giving you a choice and showing you different routes to choose from. And basically, you have to draw your own conclusions. That's part of the evolutionary process, okay? Like I've said before, your truth is different than mine. Your path is different than mine. And there's no right, there's no wrong, there's no right path, and there's no wrong path, okay? Basically, it's what works for you. Whether you surrender yourself or you take charge, whatever works for you, whatever gets you thinking, whatever gets you evolving and experiencing, this is what it's all about, gathering that personal experience and evolving yourself and evolving consciousness as a whole. That's what it's all about. So there's no right, there's no wrong. When we get out of body, we tend to experience the real time zone and the non-physical realities, and these are referred to as the astral zones or whatever. And I can tell you that there is definitely alternate realities with alternate, this is a multiverse with alternate planets and alternate yous living on that, and that's a huge claim to make. But I stand by that through my own personal experiences and what I've gathered through astral travels, and I've seen this. And I remember I woke up one night after I first experienced these alternate realities with me, and I sat up and I said, what the fuck just happened? It blew my mind, right? I didn't know what to think. But then I continued to experience this, and was shown different things pertaining to it, and I stand by that absolutely. You exist on so many different levels. So I don't even like to say death. That implies that something stops existing. It's basically life after life. Is what I like to say. But as we travel out of body, what we do, we split our consciousness, okay? We leave a complete copy of our consciousness in our body. This consciousness is aware. It's us. We send another complete copy of aware consciousness out, exploring, gathering information, then integrate it back in. Well, are you yourself a higher being's astral projection? You absolutely could be, and this is how we could be created. If you think about oneness, and you think about one conscious energy on a frequency, and altering that frequency and splitting itself, and taking a portion of that energy and that energy splitting itself over and over and over and over and over, we would basically all be the same being when broken down back to the basic. And that's absolutely possible. But this does seem to be a training area, and we're learning, we're growing, we're evolving. There's some things that I think about, and I think maybe I don't know if I can get these or come to these conclusions here. It may be after this life before I can actually truly understand the depth of what's really going on, you know. And you know, I think this is some of the first steps that we've taken, really, coming here. You know, we're definitely not at the top of the ladder, that's for sure. But you know, there's no right, there's no wrong. Information, you think about information, that's carried on, that identity of who you are and all the information that you've gathered to evolve. That information is as you, as me, as the door, the wall. It's all reverted back to the basic, the same energy. So information itself is non-physical energy. To integrate that energy into your energy and hold that awareness and hold that information, your energy, your spirit evolves and expands. Your awareness, your consciousness expands. And we continue to evolve ourselves and expand our energy. I know that's part of it. You know, what happens when we move on, you know, there's a lot that I've come to. Maybe I'll go over some of that in later videos, but you know, I don't think anything is absolute, you know. Like I said, you know, it's all about you. The reason you are here separate than me is to gather your own perception. So what I tell you is what I've learned, what I've grown to learn and realize. And basically, if you can take that and just use that as a tool, because the more tools you have, the better job you can do. So don't take everything I say as the absolute truth that this is everything that is, you know. You have to draw these conclusions yourself, you know. And the more you have out there, the more information you have out there on these things, the better conclusions you can draw or come to yourself. But you know, I'll continue to address some of these things, you know, as they come up. You know, I love it when you guys send me a message, so hit me up anytime, and I'll gladly make a video on it. Alright, thank you.